said no to everyone in my area that it keeps asking me, do you want to go back through and look through everyone else again? And it's like, no, I said no to everybody. And so I'm not looking, like, it's not my priority. I'm also young. I'm only 22. Like, because I find happiness within myself. I have friends and family that I love. I don't feel like I'm like missing out on anything. And also, I'm just gonna say this, like, you guys suck. Like, just like generally speaking, and I'm not saying every guy, but I'm saying most of you suck. You're cheaters, you're liars. What type of law am I studying? So in law school, it's not like you declare like I'm only studying this, okay? You take multiple different types of classes. So I've taken like criminal, I've taken torts, contracts, property. But over summer I worked for a family law lawyer, and so that's kind of what I've been focusing on, but I'm not like, you know, locked into family law, but that's what I've been focusing on. So that's things like divorce. Someone said, not all of us. I said not all of you are cheaters and liars. I said in general. In general. Thank you for the rose. And then if you're not a cheater or a liar, a lot of times, not all of the time, but a lot of the times, there's something else. Like, you guys want to be, I shouldn't say you guys, because it's not necessarily the people in the live. There are men. I had a man the other week ask me to send him money. I said, why? No. Like, no. It's like the Twilight Zone. It is crazy. Like, the more educated you become, right, the smaller the dating pool gets. Because it's like, if I'm up here and I'm doing all of these things, what are you doing to meet me? And that doesn't mean you have to be like as book smart as me or like whatever. Like, there's so many different types of intelligence that you can be intelligent in a way that I'm not, right? But like, as I better myself and I continue to move up, it's like, what are you doing to meet me or be better than me? Because I don't want to date down. I've had so many people, I've had people in my actual life tell me like, you just need to settle. But it's like, no, if I can do all of this to work on myself, someone else, there has to be someone else doing all of that too, right? And so it's like, I would rather be here and alone rather than settle down, right? Like, I don't mind being here and alone, but I'm also not like actively looking, if that makes sense. Then be alone forever. I would prefer to be alone forever than date someone like you. No one wants to be alone forever, but I'm not alone. Like, I find a lot of comfort in myself. I don't feel alone. I have a lot of friends, really close friends. I'm really close with my family. Like, I'm not alone. And also, you want to hear something crazy? You want to hear something crazy? Married women, their life expectancies shorten when they get married. Single women live longer than married women. It's crazy. No. Single women, it is the stress, but it's the opposite for men. Single men live shorter than married men. So what does that tell me? Who does marriage benefit just from that standpoint, right? The men. Like, I think the men reap a lot more of the benefits. And I'm not saying every marriage, and I'm not saying everyone. Right? But it's just like, I'm going to be picky. Knowing what I know, I'm going to be picky. And that's fine. I'm good, how are you? Someone said, you might die frustrated and erratic. I could feel that way even in a relationship. marriage doesn't benefit anyone. I don't think that's always the case, but I can't stop eating these. Jordan Peterson, the guy that said the carnivore diet, like, that's not who I want to listen to, I'm sorry. My life is not about reproduction. Maybe your life is. My life is not. What do I do in life? Learn. I like to learn. You can decide to do whatever you want to do. I don't want to do that. Well, first of all, you spelled genius wrong. Elon Musk is also a genius, and look at the way that he treats his family and children. Being intelligent in one way does not mean you're intelligent in all ways. It's chocolate almonds. Yeah, and he treats his kids and family horribly. Horribly. No, because first of all, okay, and I'm glad that that's how you want to live your life. I don't want to follow what you want to follow. I don't have to follow what you want to follow. That's the part about, remember, like, we live in a free country in America. Someone said I wouldn't be on here if I was satisfied. I'm on here because I'm making money. That's the only reason. If I wasn't making money from this, I wouldn't be on here. That's the only reason I'm on here. He's angry at his daughter for being a man. Well, first of all, personally, I don't agree with his anger. However, like, I understand that that's his child, so he's allowed to parent how he wants to parent, right? But I think the situation with Grimes is what pisses me off. He won't let her see her children. I'm not lonely. I just have to go live I have to meet my hourly requirements. That's the only reason why I'm live. I'm good, how are you? How much do I make? It depends. And also, this account I just started like a week and a half ago, so right now not much because I'm building it up. I used to stream on a different app, and I was making a lot more because that one was built up, but that one took like 6 months to build up, so I'm being patient with this one. But yeah, I've only had this one for a couple weeks, if that. Nature has its own rules that we can't change. What the hell does that even mean? Where do you live that you can still be in bedclothes at 10 a.m.? Well, I don't have work. I don't have anything this week. I start school again next week. So this is the end of my summer vacation, basically. But I worked pretty much all summer. I just took a little bit of time off before school started because law school is, it's intense, I can't lie. No, I work for an attorney and I go to school, but I'm just taking a break before I go back into that. I actually have to go to school today to pick up my textbooks and my parking pass and stuff, and holy hell do they just rob you. Parking pass so expensive, law textbooks so expensive. I'm 22. I'm really young for law school too. That's another thing. I graduated from undergrad a year early and went straight into law school, and I thought that that was like a really good choice, and I guess quote unquote normal. It's not normal. Most of my peers are like 30. A lot of my peers are having children actually, and I don't know how they do school when having a baby. I mean, they'll say like it's really hard, it's almost impossible, but Yeah, no, I don't. I only speak English. I know, I don't want to take all the credit. Like, my parents do still help me a lot because they don't want me to take out loans, basically. So I'm really lucky that they help me, but it's expensive. And that's part of the reason I moved away from California, because like I just realized, like, oh my god, even if I work my ass off, I will never be able to afford. I'm not an only child. I have 3 younger siblings. I'm the oldest. And my brother and I are 11 years apart, so I like raised him, and we're not loaded. We're not. I'm so sorry that your parents threw you out. But that's another thing I think about is like, I'm really lucky to be in this position, right? But not everyone is. And like, I just would never want to have a kid if I felt like I couldn't support them up until. But anyways, that's part of the reason I moved away from California, because I realized like I would never be able to basically like have the life that I wanted to there. So I live somewhere that's much more affordable, and I actually could probably buy a house eventually someday. Thank you for all the compliments. California is beautiful. Like, it is a beautiful state, but there's so much nature. Like, it's just so naturally pretty. But I will say, like, there's not very good architecture because it's all like newer. It doesn't have that history, or you don't feel it. Like, they knock things down that are historical, which is stupid. And I love California and always have a special place in my heart. That was never my home. It's never felt like home. And then I lived in Arizona when I went to college. And then the same thing with Arizona. Like, I loved Arizona. I grew so much when I was there, and I felt like it was the perfect choice for me for college. But it also didn't feel like home. And now I feel like I'm finally in a state that feels like home. I don't have a husband. I don't know how many times I have to say that. I need to just pin that. I don't have a husband. I wouldn't stay in the city that I'm in, but the state, yes. A studio? What kind of studio? The city that I live in is like, I think it's really good if you're gonna settle down and have a family. It's not good for being a young adult.